Recently, I've been buying Tesla and Palantir, and I've been focusing on accumulating as many shares as I can. In today's video, we're going to cover Palantir, and then I'll make a secondary video covering Tesla. So why have I been buying more? Well, it's because I think these two companies have a high intrinsic value. And even though the stock price, which reflects what people think the stocks are worth and is very affected by people shorting the stock and trading the stock, I think these companies will be worth more over the long term than they are today. They'll be worth a little bit more every single day. And of course, this is all just my views and my opinions. None of this is financial advice. So the way that I'm looking at it and the way my views and my thoughts are working is to think about where these companies are going, what they're going to be worth in the future. And honestly, we don't know. As retail investors, we can only use the information and evidence that's presented to us at a given time. And then we can try to assign value based on that. We know the CEOs of these companies, we know their leadership teams, we know their already released earnings. We know everything about these companies that has been released to the media and anything that has been shown and discussed at investor days and demo days. But what we don't know it's what we don't know. For example, a Tesla investor back in 2015 didn't know that Elon Musk would purchase Twitter. And a Palantir investor just 2 months ago didn't know that Palantir would hit us with like 4 massive contracts and renewals in the space of 2 weeks. These are unforeseen events. Having said that, there are some things with these two companies that have been confirmed to happen in the future, or things that have a high likelihood to happen. These are things that have the potential to be large catalysts for these companies and then of course the stock price. And these are things all in the near to mid future. So like I said, in today's video, we are covering Palantir. I'm going to talk through some potential catalysts that could happen for this company in the near to mid future. Looking at what these stocks have already achieved and thinking about where they could go in the future based on the information that I have makes me really excited to keep accumulating shares. And of course, it makes it that little bit easier to keep holding these stocks when the stock price falls a little bit or there's bad news, people are panicking, that sort of thing. Helps me build my conviction. Of course, on the 1st of June, we had the AIP Con Day. And in my opinion, this was a big deal. It was a chance to demo their AIP, artificial intelligence platform, showing its true capabilities and demonstrating how Palantir can help many companies across such a diverse range of different industries and sectors. This was a chance to listen to Palantir's current partners and clients and just see how impactful Palantir have been to those companies and also how much these companies trust in Palantir. I think this event demonstrated perfectly just how critical Palantir are being and will be in enhancing efficiencies. And this has the chance to make more companies follow suit and work with them. So this was a big deal. It was pretty spectacular. There was lots of people talking about this, getting very excited, but they didn't stop there. Palantir then went on to hit us straight with the announcement of the US Special Operations Command contract, the Amazon AWS partnership, and of course the Panasonic deal. All of these were massive and they just added to that positivity following the AIP Con Day. The stock price following this has increased, hitting highs of just over $17. So that has been confirmed, right? All of that stuff has already happened. Another catalyst I see coming, and again, I don't know this for sure, is more contracts being announced to build on the momentum we are seeing. Alex Karp interestingly actually said in an interview that he recently did with Bloomberg, and I covered this on the channel, so check that out if you're interested. But he said, we've had the number of inbound calls in 1 month that we normally get across an entire 12-month period. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, right? And it's going to be the companies that either are making and enhancing their own AI capabilities in-house, or the ones that are working with companies like Palantir that are going to have the competitive edge. So companies are really recognizing Palantir's abilities and they're wanting in on it. I've said this time and time again, but Palantir are perfectly positioned to be one of the main beneficiaries of this AI craze and this AI push that we're seeing. And since any potential competitors have not really offered a comparable product to the market, it benefits from being in that unique position within that marketplace. Also, on top of new contracts is expansion and renewals of current contracts. Once Palantir is working in a company and with a company and proving just how useful they are, clients will be re-signing with them. It's also really difficult to migrate away from Palantir once you're kind of already working with them. And actually, they have a really high retention rate, meaning that not only does Palantir not really lose many customers, but it actually retains revenue from the customers that it already has. So this means that they are growing and keeping. A second catalyst to relate to this is the mass adoption of AIP as the demand for this increases. The next is the potential signing of that NHS contract that we've been hearing so much about, which I believe is planned to be announced later this year. If that happens and that gets signed, Palantir officially taking on the contract with the NHS, I believe the stock price will do something in reaction to that. Now, people could get very excited and it could shoot up, or people might react the other way. There is a lot of market volatility with this stock. But either way, I believe that will add value to this company. It's obviously going to increase their revenue and things like that. So as an investor of this company, if the stock price drops, I'll probably just buy more. And anyway, this does make me bullish, the potential of this happening. Palantir have been spending time bidding for this 5-year contract, which I think is worth like £480 million. So it's quite a big one. They've already started to prove to the NHS what they can do in terms of managing supply chains, removing manual data entry, reducing the waiting list of patients to be seen and the time it takes them to get their first appointment. And if this does happen, it could positively impact further contracts across Europe. And also it will have implications in the healthcare sector, which Palantir are already proven to be very valuable in. Yesterday, actually, I saw that the UK had announced that they're planning to host a major AI summit of like-minded countries. And at the same time that this was all going on, Palantir actually announced that they will open a new European headquarter in the UK. And Rishi Sunak, which of course is our Prime Minister here in the UK, is actually due to meet Alex Karp at a basketball game. Very interesting. So being more built out in different areas of the world opens them up to hiring more talent. Some of the best engineers are based in London and the UK. So that does open the pool of talent that they actually can grab from. We also have the next earnings report coming out post-market on the 8th of August. If you think back to what actually happened following that positive earnings report we saw last time in May, we saw a massive stock price surge following that. Short-term stock price surges aren't really that important to me, but it does help to have another good earnings report that does build confidence, and it is a good sign. Following on from this, and again, I've mentioned this a few times on this channel, if they have 2 more quarters of GAAP profitability, they are eligible to be included in the S&P 500. This is huge. Now, this doesn't change anything on a fundamental level. It doesn't change the products that Palantir have released or gonna release. It doesn't change their financials or anything like that. But what it does do is it means that institutional ownership and money will flow in. And that may then have an impact on the stock price. So these aren't all the potential catalysts actually. There are more. So if you want a part 2 of this video, give it a like, share it, and comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another one very shortly.